Goodbye, my lover. Hey everybody, hope you're all well as always, and welcome to another video. I've just woken up. So in today's video, first of all, I'd like to thank every single one of you for 2,000 subscribers. Everyone that's subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. It means the world to me. I hit over 2,000 and it blows me away every time I look. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And second of all, today we're going to be taking some stuff out of my old patrol, and it's a very, very sad day because she is going. So here's the old girl. A lot of you that subscribed to the channel early on know this is my first full drive RD28 GU, 1998 model, and I have finally come to an end of ownership as the new owner is picking her up today. Now it's going to be used as a parts car, but he sort of wants to put this back together and sell it as a shell, so we'll see what happens. He's got a white GU, so he's going to use all the doors and panels and guards and stuff on it, so hopefully she gets rebirthed and doesn't get wrecked. Fingers crossed, because this thing, you know, means a lot to me, being my first 4B. But today she's going to go. So first of all, I got to take the old springs out because they're going in the red one. I got to take the rears out first and the fronts, so we'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to take all the goodies out I need off it. Everything that I've put into this car, like with my own money that I've added on, I'm going to put into the red car. That way the red car's mint. A lot of you said it's a bucket. I know, it's part of what a project car is. It's not going to be a mint thing out of the fucking box, but yeah, it's part of a project, and I'm pretty sure that car's going to clean up a lot better than this one. So stay optimistic, guys, don't worry. I'm gonna miss this car so much. On to bigger and better things. All right, guys, I got the high lift under the back here, just sort of in the frame rail or the rear rail support, so I can jack it up on the back there, just enough to get the tires off the ground. This car does have a sway bar at the front, so I have these lifesavers. So spring compressors will help us get them out. I just got to whack the wheels off, and I'm gonna put some jack stands under it first, and then I've got the wheels chocked at the front, so this thing doesn't take off. Sort of on an angle, but it's not concerning angle. And then unbolt these wheels, probably leave the shocks in it. I'm gonna take the front shocks out because they're brand new. Yeah, let's get these springs out. So just took off the bottom shock mount so that can slide off, but we're gonna get to the top mount, which is up here somewhere. That's a bit annoying when you haven't got ratchet spanners, so it might take a bit. And then once you do that, we have enough room to whack the compressors on the spring and then try and kick it out this way, because you can sort of see the base on the spring here sort of slopes that way, so it's probably better to kick the spring out that way, but it might be better to go that way, so we'll see how we go. And now with some quick editing, voila, one spring is out. So best thing to do is crack the bottom bolt, sway the shock out the way, and just put the compressors on and kick the spring that way and pop right out. I could disconnect the sway bars, but it was just easier just to do this and kick it out. A bit out of breath because I had to sort of stand the axle and kick it out at once, but it sort of succumbed to my wrath. So let's do the other side. So I'll show you a bit more in depth on the other side. All right, now we get the other side jacked. I'll quickly show you what to do. So first thing is grab a 19mm thing, buzz off. If you haven't got a rattle gun, obviously use a socket or spanner and buzz off the 19. And first thing to do now, I haven't got any pressure on the axle. I want it to hang low. Now the shock sort of got a little bit of pressure on it, but we sort of want to just lever behind the shock and pop it off the eyelet mount there. So use a long bar or something, or a screwdriver. I haven't got a crowbar right now, so. You don't really have to worry about doing the top mount if you're not changing shocks, just to pop this off. Give it a wiggle. There we go. Okay, now make it so it's easy for you to get the socket on, or an impact drive in our case. So we want to come up through here, make sure we got good contact, that the socket doesn't slip off. This side as well, of course, because we're going to evenly compress the spring. Now with our 21mm socket, we'll just give it a zap. Put the camera up here so you can see a bit better. It's going to keep wanting to shoot into its original spot. Just guys, make sure your car's on jack stands 100% because it's a very heavy car. And don't trust the high lift, okay? All right, so in my instance, I'll just move the shock out the way, make it a little bit easier for us. Hopefully it should just, like that. And that's spring number 2 out. Thank God. But guys, always remember, safety first. So I've got high lift jack on the back, normal trolley jack. This is a 2.5 ton, and 2 jack stands over the back there. Because you do not want one of these falling over you, onto you, especially with no springs in it, because it's just gonna sit all the way down, almost on the rail. So be safe, guys, please. Alright guys, now you've seen the ghetto way of getting the rear springs out. I'm running out of daylight as always. Oh, fuck off birds. I'm running out of daylight as always, so I'm gonna come back tomorrow and do the fronts, sit the car down and then say goodbye. It's gonna look hilarious when we drop it on the ground, so the wheels are gonna sit so tucked that it's gonna look like a freaking funny car or a stock car. But yeah, we'll come back tomorrow, we'll do the fronts. Still got a couple things to take out of the car. Just everything that's in the back. Oh, I locked it. Everything that's in the back. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Alright guys, so it is the next day. We're under the front now. So just gotta pop these front springs and shocks out, and then Bob's your auntie. Shouldn't be too hard, it's just gotta let the axle sag. So I gotta jack the axle up, take the wheels off, let it droop down, and then we can take the shock absorber off, absorbers, and then get these beautiful springs and shocks out. Alright guys, so I already did the other side. Front's much easier than the rear. So first thing I like to do is crack that top nut first. It takes a lot longer without ratchet spanners, which I don't have, so just use a normal spanner. And what you do is you just hold the body of the shock and rotate the body of the shock as you're doing the nut. It takes so much more time out of just holding it and then undoing the nut. So as you rotate, it's almost like using a ratchet spanner. Then crack the bottom with a rattle gun, drip the axle down. I've undone the sway bar on the other side. I'm gonna use the sway bar for the other car. And then I barely even use the spring compressors on the other side, I just pop right out, but hopefully this side is just as easier. Well, that nut bloody struggled to come off there, Jesus Christ. Had to put some power in the fucking gun. Right, so with this top one, what I mean is rotate the shock, grab it, and then pull the spanner. Work the spanner as you're doing it. Sort of works like a little ratchet spanner. Takes so long then just sitting here and holding the shock and then doing this. Front shocks are much easier than the back because they're not up right into the body like the rears are. Now with the back, I had to put in a uni joint on the 1/2 inch just to get it to get a socket on there, because stuff doing that with the spanner for that long. Now because these new shocks are going to fight me a bit, so what I got to do is pull up on the shock. That way it retracts back up into the upper shock body, and then we can get this stud out the bottom and then pull it out the top. And then bang, the shock's expanding, there we are, bang, out. Okay guys, so just whack the sway bar out, so maybe even with a bit of luck, grouping the axle off the jack, I should be able to pop it out without using the compressors, but we'll see. So I reckon we're just gonna use the compressors just to get that lip over that little coupler thing there. So not too bad then, bit of compression and Bob's your auntie. All right, so compressors are on. So hopefully with a bit of luck, I can just stand on the axle. It's a bit hard to do with holding the camera. Stand on the axle and sort of just pull the, yep, like that. Nice and easy, bang. All springs are out, so this thing's gonna sit sacked. Look at the arse end of it. So this thing's gonna sit sacked. I could like put blocks of wood in there, but it should be okay because it's only gonna have the small wheels on it to get onto the trailer. All right, you guys wanna see what a Patrol looks like with no springs in it? It actually sits quite nice. I would never do this, but yeah, I thought it would be really much lower, but looks kind of cool to be honest. Not as cool as a 31, eh? Pretty slammed. Nice. Hello, RX-7. So this is the bay of it. Probably all remember when I pulled the motor out. I just got to bolt this bonnet on now and put the headlights and grille and everything back in it, and I think we're sweet. So this is sort of what it finally looks like now. I'll put the bonnet on. So now this is all, so struts are back on. So that's how it's going to sit. So the bonnet should not fly off on the tow truck. This is sort of how it's going to finally look before it goes, which is sad. It's so low, like if I look straight, I'm almost at the roof. So I sort of just left some parts in there that I don't need. The interior is pretty much complete. Pretty much still complete in here. I could have taken a lot of stuff out, but there's not really any need for it. So it's going to go as is, even with a little air freshener. Actually, you know what? I'll take that air freshener off and I'll put it on the red one, just, you know. No, it still smells actually. So I got that with my water pump, I think. So that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm going to come back to you all when, I'm going to come back to you all when the car's getting picked up on the tow truck. Hopefully me and my mate are going to try and get my red one into the driveway so we can start working on that. So we'll see you when this thing goes on the tow truck. Goodbye, my lover. I'm dead sick on a miss it, man. It's so sad.
When you want to buy it back, let me know.
100%. Okay guys, so it is the next day and you can see the big white beast is gone. I'm greeted with two lovely ladies. Now I have something hilarious to tell you about the transaction or the selling of the car yesterday. Something hilarious happened. So as you know, for all you Australians, Melbourne, which is my town, my city, is in lockdown. I'm in lockdown. For some reason, a tow truck coming to pick up a car cause some unwanted attention. So I'm gonna put some clips in there a little bit later of what happened, but you're gonna have a bit of a laugh. But for now, I think I'm gonna move these cars out the way and I'm gonna wash the driveway. So we'll get some cold starts of both cars and get them out of the way, and we'll clean the driveway. So I think today we're gonna put the red one in and get that ready for disassemble. I love that cold RB start sound. Now this one has a noisy thrust bearing. Good feeling when you finally wash the driveway. Still a bit of stainage, but much better than what it was. It had bolts and nuts everywhere, guys, absolutely everywhere. I'll bring the cars back in. Hopefully soon my mate can come in his Hilux and we can push my red patrol up. Alright guys, so after a few hours of doing the driveway, I finally managed to get it pretty clean. Like I said, there was nuts and bolts everywhere. There was bloody dirt, just mud clumps from falling out of the patrol from working on it. So it was bloody, it was a mess. I'm not gonna lie, it was a mess. But I'm sitting in the mighty GU now, just thinking about how fun it would be to drive it. So I'll just pretend drive it. You know, you sit in your car and you sort of, but I'm not going to do that because my neighbors probably watch me and think I'm cooked. Speaking of neighbors, so what happened yesterday, I'll put in some clips of what happened after the tow truck rocked up and the buyer rocked up to buy the car. I took it on Snapchat, so it was probably shit quality, but have a look. So as you can see, we had some visitors, Victoria Police visitors. According to them, we all had our masks on. Well, I ran inside and got my mask when I saw the cop car. The towee rocked up, he was here for about, say 15 minutes, and then the owner rocked up, well, the new owner of the car rocked up, Declan, so he came and brought the car. And I saw the car pull into the street really slowly and shine a spotlight on us, and yeah, it turns out someone called the cops on us because we're in lockdown, and I think, well, they said they got a call out from someone nearby, and I think a neighbor has dobbed me in for COVID breach. This virus is such bullshit. I'm not one of those people who don't believe in the virus, but I don't know why people call the cops on you when you are doing an essential activity like getting a tow truck to pick a car up for someone who needs it as a work vehicle or whatever. So the cops came over, they just asked a couple of questions. They asked if it was my property, I said yes, and they just left us alone, they didn't care. And at the end of the day, the neighbors just wasted the police's time. So some people just have too much time on their hands, guys, unfortunately, so what can you do? I don't hold grudges or get salty over people because at the end of the day, you know, people are bored and they do what they want to do. And at the end of the day, if you're not doing anything wrong, then there's nothing to go wrong. There's nothing to get in trouble for. You know, I used to have police here all the time after doing burnouts, and I learnt my lessons. My neighbours are just not appreciative of cars, so I don't do burnouts in my street, obviously, for obvious reasons. There is a strong smell of petrol in here, so I might get high as we go. So I haven't started this thing in like a week. So I wonder if it'll start, guys. I just put the battery on, so pump's nice and loud now. I like to let it prime a few times so we got fuel pressure. I don't even know why I check it's in neutral, because obviously for obvious reasons. Started straight away. I honestly, guys, dead set, I have not started this car for over a week. I left the battery disconnected because I knew that it might go flat. This is the same battery from a white GU, so it's been cranking the RD28 for God knows how long. Can't believe it started right up over a week. Didn't hesitate. The beast. Here's Rashawn's Hilux. Just pushed me up quickly. Now she's in the driveway, guys. This thing's a beast. Turbo diesel. Just finished building it. You'll see more of this thing on the channel. But I managed to push this up, no issues. Except, it's better. Alright guys, so got all the cars back in the driveway. So they've all finally got to meet the GU. So I'm going to let them make friends overnight and get to know each other a little bit. I had a lot of comments in the last video saying that this thing's a bit of a bucket. I personally don't see it, but each to their own. Each to their own. I guess people just sort of don't understand. If they think this is a bit of a bucket, I don't think they should be doing project cars, but I reckon this thing is a very, very good start for a canvas to work on. Being just a clutch issue and all this other small shit, and you're going to have a pretty cool car after it's done. So yeah, just sort of disclaimer to people that think it's a heap of shit. It's my heap of shit and I love it. So I hope you all like this car. It's going to go through a big change and it's not going to look like this for a long time. Drop a like in this video just for the 32 because of how beautiful she is. So in the next couple of days, we're going to try and get ready to take this box out. I had the thing running for a bit. It didn't leak anything this time, which is good. I check I still got water in there. So we're going to continue to clean the interior out and just get everything to look mint. So I thought I'd just make a little video just sort of showing you the bits in between of, you know, moving the cars around and what it takes to prepare all this stuff so I can work on it a little bit easier. I want to sort of do a little video in between just to show you guys that I'm getting a bit of progress to get stuff done. I'm not going to keep you waiting for a long time to get into stuff. So hope you don't mind these small videos. So I'm probably going to leave it at that for today, guys. And I hope you enjoyed watching me move this car, and many sads for the old car going, but onto bigger and better things. I'd say onto bigger and better things. So if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It'll mean the world to me. Also drop this video a bit of a like if you're awesome, dislike if you suck. If you're going to give the video a dislike, the patrol will cry. Just to make it a little bit more happy in this video, let's make the 180 headlights go up so it looks happy. Alright guys, drop a like for the 180 being happy. It's been asleep for a long time, so just drop a like just because she had a bit of a moment to wake up there. Now she's doing it because she absolutely loves you guys. Probably more than I do, So I'm going to stop rambling on here and talking absolute shit. So I hope you enjoyed this video as always. Like, comment, subscribe, all the whatnot. Thanks again everyone for over 2,000 subscribers. It's blown me away. And I hope you enjoy all this stuff that I'm into and all my dream cars here. And I hope that this inspires you to do your own or buy your own or do dumb stuff, or do cool stuff. I should say, not dumb stuff. It's dumb cool stuff. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Ciao.